Hello viewers, welcome to Beyond the Shift Talk Show. I am your host, Grace Wanjohi. Remember, this is a talk show that is dedicated to people in helping professions. These are people in the field of medicine, psychology, social work, mental health, and even pastoral field. Today we'll be discussing a condition known as burnout. This is a condition that affects all industry, but especially so the helping professions because of emotional engagement with our clients. So what is burnout? According to World Health Organization, burnout is an occupational phenomenon. It is a syndrome that is caused by unmanaged chronic workplace stress, and it manifests as emotional exhaustion, reduced professional efficacy, and cynicism. So what are the causes of burnout? Burnout is caused by chronic workplace stress that goes unmanaged, high workload, pressure to deliver, lack of job control or autonomy, and poor organizational support. So what is the emotional impact of burnout? Like we have said, emotional exhaustion. This is because in the helping professions, we are engaging with the emotions of the client. So after a certain time, after unmanaged emotional exhaustion, your care is going to decrease. So how does emotional exhaustion present? It presents as hopelessness, helplessness, feeling overwhelmed, feeling depleted and worn out, and feeling overextended and drained by one's work. Another emotional impact of burnout is cynicism, a negative attitude towards work, towards the organization someone is working for, and even towards colleagues, and feeling reduced accomplishment professionally. Another emotional impact of burnout is frustration. Because of all this negativity and stress at the workplace, someone feels frustrated. They don't enjoy doing their work. So that is majorly the emotional impact of burnout. What about behavior? How does someone with burnout behave? How would you tell I'm having burnout, or how would you tell your employee is having burnout? The behavioral symptoms of burnout include absenteeism, decreased productivity or decreased work performance, procrastination, irritability, conflict with colleagues. What about the physical symptoms? A person with burnout will manifest with insomnia. This is the inability to sleep well, either catching sleep or catching sleep early and then losing it midway. So you don't have a relaxing sleep. We are recommended to have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night so that our bodies can recharge and be ready for the next day. So insomnia is a big symptom for burnout. There is rapid heartbeat, there is anxiety, depression, and frequent illness due to reduced immunity caused by this chronic workplace stress. What are the effects of burnout? This is decreased job satisfaction for the worker, for the employee, decreased organizational commitment, and for the organization, there is increased turnover. People will be leaving the organization because of stress. They are not happy at work. Remember, we have said this person is frustrated. There is reduced professional efficacy where someone feels like they are not achieving much. So they are going to leave the organization. There is increased training and employment needs. You need to employ other people to replace those who are leaving. You need to train the people who are coming in, so that interprets as an increased cost to the organization. And finally, there is an increased health costs because your people are sick all the time. They have anxiety, they have depression, they have frequent illness due to reduced immunity. So these are some of the effects of burnout in an organization and even to the individual. What can we do at the individual and the organizational level to mitigate burnout? So at the management level, we can promote work-life balance. As employers, as managers, as supervisors, we can promote work-life balance so that people are at work when they're supposed to be at work and they're at home when they're supposed to be at home. So give them flexible working hours, allow flexibility if it is possible to work from home, and also give them leave allowance, give them time to go for vacation. So another thing is training and education. When people come to work for your organization, they cannot survive on the basic training that they got at the beginning of their career. So frequent trainings and education improve someone so that they stop feeling that reduced professional efficacy and leaving the organization. Allow them to be trained, set aside some money for training if it is possible. This one helps them to even be able to pick the signs of burnout. When it creeps in, they're able to realize that because of the training they have been given, they're able to realize, now I'm not performing as well as I was doing, I'm not emotionally okay. So they're able to pick the signs of burnout. Another support that can be given is recognition and appreciation. Recognize the good work that people are doing, appreciate them. I have seen some organizations that have a program where they identify the worker of the week or the worker of the month, different organization. Others even put them on print media. Big organizations, they put their best workers on print media. They offer them holiday packs. So this one motivates people. When you recognize and appreciate your employees, they are motivated. They feel motivated, and this reduces the chronic workplace stress. Another way is resource allocation. People need resources to work. Like in the healthcare professions, there are things we call personal protective equipment, the PPEs. You need to provide this for your people, for your staff, so that they are not working with the fear of infection. Things like gloves, things like boots, things like goggles, things that prevent them, aprons, those things, they make people feel secure at the workplace, and this mitigates against burnout. Another thing that management can do is supportive leadership. Supportive leadership is where you don't wait for people to come with problems. You walk around, you check in, see how people are working, find out if they are okay, and then support them. This visit should not be punitive. It should not be like when you see the manager coming to your office, you are afraid. It should be supportive, just coming to see how their people are working, if they're having any challenges, without waiting for them to come to the office. That is proactive and supportive leadership. Another thing that the organization can do is have something we call employment assistance programs. Employment assistance programs, EAPs, are meant to support your staff in terms of counseling, dealing with issues at work and outside work, like relationship issues. If you identify that your staff is coming to work drunk, they have an alcohol problem, they have a drug substance abuse problem, what do? Do you let them go? No. We are supposed to have EAPs in our workplaces so that we support people who are struggling. This person could be very vital to the organization, but they are struggling in one area. Instead of letting them go, there needs to be support that can be given. They can be given mental health support, they can be given legal support, they can be counseled on relationships and substance use. So these EAPs help maintain your employees, and they stay within the organization without the frequent turnover. Finally, we need to have burnout policies in the organization. What happens when someone suffers burnout? What are you going to do to this person? If you let them go, they are not going to be helped. So we need to have policies that help somebody bounce back from burnout. We need to make the workplace a safe place. So we have seen what can be done at the management level to mitigate burnout. What about at the individual level? You need to have a self-care plan so that these signs of burnout do not creep in. Despite the workplace stress, despite the environment, as an individual, you need to have a self-care plan. And this addresses things like physical well-being, where you exercise, eat well, check your diet, take yourself for holidays. Even if the organization does not support this, support yourself by going out for holidays. They don't have to be expensive. You can take at least even a few hours in a month where you sit, you evaluate yourself, see where you are going in your career, see what is happening at your family level, how is your psychosocial support. So this is a self-care plan in place. Set boundaries and enforce them. That is also part of self-care. where you say no to extra shifts. Sometimes we look for money and we want to work from this hospital to the other, from this organization to the other, but this has a way of depleting us and causing burnout. So say no to extra shifts if you are tired. As long as you have the energy, it is okay. But if you are tired, say no to extra shifts. Have hobbies and interests. Have things that excite you. Have things that you do beside your work, beside your home. It could be the gym. Maybe after work you pass through the gym. It could be watching a movie after work. It could be prayers. Even spiritual support is part of self-care. So these are some of the things you can do for yourself at an individual level. And manage your time. We said there is procrastination. Be at work when you're supposed to be at work so that you don't have to carry work home. And also sort out the issues at home so that when you go to work, you are not carrying issues from home to work. And if need be, like we have said in the organization, there needs to be EAPs. Ask for help. If you are struggling in a certain area, substance use, relationship issues, many issues, anything that you are struggling with that the organization supports, please take advantage of that support that is given. There are many other places where you will not find mental health support. You will not find counseling services. But if your organization supports that, kindly use that support. So what are the protective factors for burnout? One, resilience. We said resilience is the ability to cope and adapt in a challenging situation or a difficult situation. So resilience is like a pendulum moving up and down. So you don't stay in one place. When there is negativity at the workplace, when there are challenges at the workplace, you don't stay there. You bounce back. You go up and down. So that resilience will help you cope with a difficult or a difficult work environment. Number two is job control. When you are given some autonomy at the workplace where you can make decisions without always looking for the supervisor or the person above you, if you have a degree of autonomy, that work becomes easier. You feel more professional. You feel supported. And that one becomes a protective factor against burnout. Another thing is empowerment. If you have the tools, remember I said about resource allocation. If you have the tools to work with, you feel confident to work, you're able to carry out your work professionally. So that empowerment and resource allocation makes you feel protected. And so it mitigates against burnout. Another thing is psychosocial support. We cannot overemphasize this. You need to have people around you through family, friends, colleagues, belong to a professional body. Those people around you are going to tell you when you are changing. They are going to tell you are not the same person. There is something happening in your life. They're going to keep you in check. There are also people you can go to when you feel like you have a challenge you want to share. We say this is about emotional exhaustion. So if you have someone, a go-to person whom you can tell, I'm not okay, I'm not feeling okay, that one protects against burnout. And finally, organizational support. If the organization backs you up, you're going to be so confident as you leave your house in the morning going to work. You are going to evaluate your workplace as a very positive place. So this one mitigates against burnout. So thank you, colleagues, for continuing to subscribe, to share, to like and comment on this platform of Beyond the Shift. Let us learn. If you have a story that is related to this content, if you have had burnout and you bounced back, how did you do it? Would you like to share with us? Contact us through the email and the WhatsApp number on the screen. Let me hear your story, and you could find yourself in this platform sharing with us anything related to burnout. If you are there and you are an employer and you support your employees so that they do not get burnout, kindly come and share with other employers what they can do to support their employees and make the work environment a safe place. And until the next talk show, I've been your host, Grace Wanjohi. Thank you and bye-bye.